And welcome to the Nerd Show here on 1190 AM, streaming online, iHeartRadio.com, keyword 1190 AM. Oh my goodness, what a weekend it's been.
Oh, it's been an awesome weekend.
Cons are fantastic.
That is correct.
And exhausting.
It is October 21st, 2012, and it is the third and final day of Fandays. They wrapped up just a few hours ago over at the Irving Convention Center, and it has been a wild ride, just to say the least. But before we get to all the convention, and we have a great show, you're going to hear from Glenn Morshower, of course, who's been in everything. And if you're
the man's been on every show ever.
Yes. that is correct.
Tarastrong, who's been in every cartoon
That's
imaginable.
Who's the voice actress for every show ever.
That is correct. And the centerpiece of tonight's show is we actually got a chance to talk to Miss Felicia Day.
Yeah, lovely and wonderful.
The lady who does not need an introduction. Well, we'll give her one anyway, but it'll work. And to boot, we will also talk with Mark Walters, who is the event coordinator and producer over at Dallas Comic-Con Presents Fandays. So that'll be a really cool show. But first, I wanted to go ahead and finish up what we did a few weeks ago, Thaddeus, and that was the Legends of Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses concert that was over at the AT&T Performing Arts Center.
Yeah, it was awesome. Our good buddy Jaron Moore putting it on. The touring show.
That's right.
Came back through
we were
Dallas.
able to go down there and check it out. I took my mom, and my mom was very happy with the concert,
which was very sweet.
That's right. That's right. I'm the good
she
son.
Was great. It's true. It's true. Hopefully, you were her favorite that night.
That's right. Not only did we have a great evening at the concert, but what happened to you? Because we left you. We had to go home. I had to be at work early, so you actually got to an after party thing, right?
Yeah, well, not so much party as just Jaron was kind enough. We went back stage, and there was sort of a VIP. He and some of the other key players were doing a good job, signing posters and stuff like that. They had some beautiful artwork poster designed that was actually, it's like the only official licensed Zelda artwork that's ever been produced, like outside of Nintendo.
Outside of Nintendo, wow.
So it's really cool. So they were signing posters for VIP fans and stuff like that. Gotcha. We were hanging out, and actually, friend of the show, Jeremy Sneed, was there.
Really?
Over from Media Juice was videotaping some stuff. I say videotaping like it wasn't digital on a. I'm old.
Yes, you are.
So we were hanging out there, and Zelda is so magically powerful, and the music was so lovely that a couple got engaged.
Really?
Completely unexpectedly wonderful. In the middle of this whole signing thing. Like, we're just hanging out, and I'm on my phone tooling around on Facebook for a second, and I just hear, "Will you be my fairy princess for forever?" And look up, and these two Zelda cosplayer folks from Oklahoma, like, the dude was down on one knee proposing, and his girlfriend, now I guess fiance, started tearing up, and it took everybody by complete surprise. And fortunately, there were a couple of a cellist and a violin player were also there, and they immediately rushed to their instruments and busted them out and started playing The Girl from Ipanema and some other romantic kind of stuff, and everybody was just aghast, and we started taking pictures and stuff. So we'll post those, but it was just the magic of the evening became all that more magical. Fantastic. So it was just a lovely way to end the night.
Excellent.
So that was.
We wish them the best on their concert series. They're traveling around. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I think they're near Boston now, something like that.
So, or just finished or about to do Boston.
Something like that. And then they're back in San Antonio later.
Yeah.
So if you're down that way or headed that way, definitely check it out. Wonderful concert. Great visuals to go with it.
Zelda-symphony.com.
Yeah.
I believe is their website.
Yep.
So that's cool. All right, let's move on to the Dallas Comic-Con Presents Fandays, which was the last 3 days of the. I'm tired.
This weekend. Yeah.
It just takes it out of you. But
it's okay.
It was a great and fun weekend, and we actually got to catch up with Mark Walters. Let's go ahead and kick off the show with Mark Walters and see if we can't get his take on what has happened over the past couple of years.
He's created quite an established event.
Correct. So let's go ahead and play it. You're listening to The Nerd Show here on 1190 AM, streaming online, iHeartRadio.com, keyword 1190 AM. We have an exclusive here at Dallas Comic-Con Presents Fandays. We are talking to the event producer and coordinator, Mark Walters. Thank you, Mark, for joining us.
Thank you, the other Ben Stevens.
That's right. I know. I actually met him yesterday.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
did you guys
great.
cancel each other out? You shake hands when he disappears?
It felt weird. There was some kind of force field of some sort. It's kind of weird and strange, but yeah. Compared to the last convention, you have so many more volunteers here. Has that really made a difference in the influx of people over the last 2 or 3 conventions?
Yeah, we purposely tried to go after a nice core group of volunteer staff can really make or break your show.
Oh, right.
And so we wanted to try to assemble as many solid people as we could. And I think we've made a lot of improvements after the May show. The May show took everybody by surprise because we practically doubled our attendance from the year before.
Right.
And so we've been working very closely with the Irving Convention Center, trying to make sure that we planned for any sort of contingency, anything that came up. We just wanted to be ready for it. And it seems like everybody's happy and having a really good time. Dealers are doing really well and selling books, and so I think it's been good.
Now, this is also the first time you've ever done a 3-day convention. How is the first, I guess you call it the third day, the extra Friday that you've added to the show? How has that helped in coordinating this event so far?
I think it's good because I think it gives people a chance to come in and maybe kind of get all their ducks in a row. And, if they have tickets they need to purchase ahead of time, they can purchase them Friday. That way they don't have to worry about it Saturday morning. They can also get a lay of the land, and I think that's really important, is being able to figure out where everything is in the convention center hall. That way when they come back on the hectic day, the most hectic day of all, they don't have to worry about trying to look around and trying to find somebody to tell them where something is.
Right.
We also made it a point to, every single person that walks through the door, we hand them a pamphlet, and in that pamphlet it has a map of the show floor, all 4 floors. It has, a schedule of everything that's going on, whether it's photo ops, Q&As, whatnot. And we really just went out of our way to make sure that the information was out there so that people didn't have to ask questions.
Right.
Although we're more than happy to answer them if they do.
Oh, certainly. That's one thing I've really noticed is that you have a lot more volunteers on hand to answer questions.
Yeah.
And it's not like you walk up to and they don't know anything. They know what's going on.
Yeah, they've been very well briefed.
It's been a great testament to you guys and your preparation for this show.
Yeah, well, I've always said it's like these shows, it's never just one person. It's never, like a one-man thing. It's a team of really solid people that all work together.
Right.
It's just like one big family.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, your number of media guests, it seems like it's doubled since the last convention. I mean, you've got so many people to keep track of. This is a big, huge leap for you guys to get this many Class A guests all in one building.
It's pretty big. We've got, I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 media guests or something, and normally we would only have about half of that. But that's the thing about Fan Days, is one of the things we want this convention to be, and what I think it hopefully is there's a little bit of everything. Like, there's something that everybody can go here for. If you're a Star Wars fan, there's something here for you. If you like Stargate, there's something here for you. If you like horror movies, we've got some of the classic horror icons here, Star Wars, whatever. It doesn't matter. There's something here for everyone. And I think that's the importance of Fan Days, is that we used to do like themed events, and we really want to try to push it more in just an all-encompassing type of event.
Right.
And hopefully we gave the people what they want. Everybody gets a little something that they want. Yeah.
Now, what year did you and Ben, or did you get involved with Ben's organization to start the convention?
Yeah, the way it started, I was doing comic book conventions on my own. Ben was doing sci-fi shows on his own. We became buddies, and we decided to partner up and just do one big show. And so that was in 2002. So this is actually our 10-year anniversary of getting together and starting Dallas Comic-Con events. And Fan Days was kind of shortly after that it was born. But, now we almost kind of consider this to be just Dallas Comic-Con, like an extension of the same thing. Everybody calls it Dallas Comic-Con, even though we call it Fan Days. So, and we're like, yeah, that's fine, we'll take that.
Now, did you ever think 10 years ago that you'd be at this level?
Oh, my God, no.
Right.
No, that's the funny thing, is that, it took a really long time to sort of build up the audience in the DFW area. And, there was another show called the Dallas Fantasy Fair that ran for many years, which had gotten to the point where it was about 10,000 people. And once that show ended, there was like a 4-year gap. And then just trying to get the audience built back up was really, really tough. And so we weren't sure if it was ever going to grow. And our first show we ever did in 2002, we had 5,000 people. May of last year, we had 12,000 people. May of this year, we had 20,000 people.
Golly, well, certainly the word's getting out. That's for sure.
I think so.
I mean, this is the place to be when you want to do a convention.
Absolutely.
Is to come here with Mark Walters. Dallas Comic-Con presents Fan Days. You're listening to The Nerd Show here on 1190 AM, streaming online, iHeartRadio.com, keyword 1190 AM. Thank you, Mark, for joining us.
Thanks, Ben.
Certainly appreciate it.
Always
Thank
good
you.
talking to you.
turning on my mic would help.
Yeah.
Usually.
I start talking, spinning radio gold, and it's not even on. It's just horrible.
You fool!
I'm okay.
That's okay.
But no, that's just the opening. I mean, he's kind of setting the stage, and it's taken him 10 years to get to this level, and the amount of people that he had at this place is staggering. I mean, media guests, comic book artists, just fans and cosplayers. The place was a circus. It was
amazing.
Wonderful.
I saw a couple Borderlands people wandering around, some Halo folks, a couple, Sailor Moon. There was a Sailor Moon girl out.
There were a couple Sailor Moons.
There were a lot of My Little Pony cosplayers. I saw a bunch of those.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about fan days and at least the Dallas Comic-Con. Comic-Cons in general, really, is just the diversity that shows up is delightful.
Mm-hmm.
Quite right.
It is.
Quite
and
right.
huge thanks and shout out to Mark for all their hospitality
Mark,
tonight.
Kathy,
this weekend.
Tracy, Amy, all those people
Yes.
that work for Official Picks and volunteer with them. They are awesome people, and we cannot thank them enough for help making this show possible. All right,
awesome.
You're listening to The Nerd Show here on 1190 AM, streaming online, iHeartRadio.com, keyword 1190. Type in 1190 AM, not The Nerd Show, 1190 AM. We will be talking to Glenn Morshower, who actually everyone will recognize. Go to our Facebook fan page. You will see a picture of him. You're like, oh, yeah. But he's really cool to talk to. He was really funny to talk to. Also in the show, we've got Felicia coming up, and we have Tarastrong as well. Yay. All right, don't go away. Come back after the break. There's more goodness to come.
Hi, this is Glenn Morshower, and you are listening to The Nerd Show.
Astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness.
I don't want to talk over this.
Takes its
No,
toll.
we got too much show.
Okay.
Yeah, we really do.
We've got a lot.
That's right.
It is lovely and wonderful, though.
Yes. The Nerd Show.
I've been saying that way too often.
Yes, you have. You're listening to The Nerd Show here on 1190 AM, streaming online, iHeartRadio.com, keyword 1190 AM. This is our big Dallas Comic-Con Presents Fan Days show spectacular. I just created that title right now.
Woo.
I know.
Brilliant.
I'm a marketing machine, my friend.
You're an unstoppable juggernaut of words.
Unstoppable juggernaut working in the capitalism place and things.
Or something.
Wow, you just pulled up the bucket to the metaphor well, and that was empty. That was dry.
That's right. Well, I used all my words up today with all these interviews that we got.
That's true.
It's a lot of folks.
We've got the likes of Tarastrong on the show tonight. We've got Felicia Day. This is a big show. This is much bigger than we normally do, and it's fan days, and we have to lend all of our support to those guys. They are
get to
wonderful.
all the interviews.
Yes, fantastic people, fantastic place, and fantastic interviews. Right now, we're going to go ahead and hear from Glenn Morshower. Of course, check out our Facebook fan page. You'll see a picture of him. You're like, oh, that guy.
Yeah, he's in everything.
He's in everything. You'll see him.
There's a CIA agent, a Secret Service
Christy,
agent.
You looked up an interesting fact with Glenn, didn't you? What was that fact? He was playing law enforcement and military?
I can't remember the exact number, but he was in
it's like 240 something, right?
It was maybe a little bit less than that, but it was most of his roles were law enforcement and or some sort of military rank.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead. I think he talks about it, so let's go ahead and play that interview. You're listening to The Nerd Show here on 1190 AM, streaming online, iHeartRadio.com, keyword 1190 AM. Dallas Comic-Con presents Fan Days, and we are sitting here with Glenn Morshower, who's actually a native Dallasite.
Born and raised listening to 1190 when I was a little boy.
Oh, that was back when 1190 was KLIF, wasn't it?
And I remember the logo. It went something like this. What am I thinking of? The jingle? The jingle. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. And it went KLIF 1190.
Walk right past us. Nice. Brilliant.
From the chambers, from the archives.
We're going to have to see if we can work that into the show. Well, except for the call letters, but the 1190 would be beautiful. Beautiful. Excellent. All right. I was looking up, I was prepping for this interview, and my question is, wait a
minute. Preparation went into this?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes, a little bit did. And the question is raised, what haven't you been in, I believe is the more suitable question.
There were 4 shows made in the early 50s that I did not appear in.
Okay.
And pretty much ever since then, it's been everything that's ever been made.
Right.
So I've had a good career. I'm kidding, of course, but I'm blessed to work a lot, and I'm very thankful for it.
Right. Now, most notably, you have been commuting between L.A. and Dallas because you've been filming a recurring role on Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I didn't know is that you were actually on the original Dallas as well.
I was. I played Cliff Barnes' campaign aide, and because it was so many hairs ago in my life, it was when I was 19 years old, and in 1978, they did not require that I come back as that same character. No one would ever make the connection.
But it was such a pivotal role, I'm sure.
No, it really wasn't pivotal at all.
Oh.
In fact, I think it may have even wound up on the editing room floor.
Oh, goodness.
But they brought me back as the Ewing family attorney, and we're now in season 2, and the show has quite a fan base, so we expect to be on TNT for a number of years.
Excellent.
Yeah, excellent. TNT had sent us the promotional material before the launch of the new series, so it was just a wonderful recurrence that we wanted to get your take on what it was like to be on the classic series and now transitioning into sort of the new wave.
Yeah, and it's beautiful because
era.
I had a chance to work with a lot of the original cast members that are now back.
Patrick Duffy.
And what an honor to spend time with Larry Hagman and Linda Gray and Patrick Duffy. Most of my stuff is with Patrick. It's interesting, I happened to fly back to L.A., this is now Sunday. On Friday, just 2 days ago, I left Dallas to go to L.A. for a day. I had a job, do a lot of voice work where you pop into the studio, knock off a job in 30 minutes' time or whatever.
Right.
And it was something they needed to record in Los Angeles, so I couldn't do it from Dallas. And I go to DFW Airport, and Linda Gray is there at the gate. So clearly we're both on the same flight back to L.A. Well, they put us side by side on the plane, so it gave us a chance to, even though we see each other on set a lot, there's not a lot of time for really visiting, and so it was our best chance to get to know one another, and what a delightful woman she is. So I'm just feeling abundantly blessed. I grew up here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. My wife is from Dallas, and the idea of getting to be home to do a television series is a real blessing.
Now, you've also done a lot of work with JAG and NCIS as well.
If it's military, I've done it.
That's right. And, of course, my father is a big fan as well because he watches JAG, he watches NCIS. How did you get involved with Mr. Belisario?
I walked in like so many other actors and read for the pilot of JAG and was cast, which a lot of people don't know this. We shot a portion of the pilot in Corpus Christi.
Really?
Aboard the USS Lexington.
Right.
Yeah, in fact, most of the pilot was done in Corpus Christi. And then it was a huge hit, and I had a recurring role in that series. And before that, he also cast me, Don Belisario. My first job for Don was in Quantum Leap.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, nice.
Great job with Scott Bakula, and then I come full circle and got to work with Scott again in Star Trek Enterprise.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the town is small enough where those that work a lot, we continue to see each other again and again.
Now, you actually started when you were a lot, like as a child actor,
yeah,
essentially,
in fact,
right?
will you pass me that black and white drive-in photo? We're going to show your audience how long ago. But that was my very first film. I don't even think you can tell it's the same human being anymore. But
you got the
I was 16 years old, and now I'm 53. So I've been at it a long time, 38 years.
I love the feathering in the
Thank you.
So
I haven't seen a comb, by the way, in 30 years.
So how exactly at 16 did you actually break into the industry, especially being from Dallas and everything?
It's a good question. I started when I was 11 at the Dallas Theater Center and on stage. And my plan was to go to New York City and only do stage. Never even thought about film and television. I can't explain to you why. I just didn't. Mm-hmm. I loved theater. I loved something about that live exchange between performer and audience. And it was something that came very easily for me. So I envisioned Broadway as my future. And then all of a sudden, fate had it a different way. This movie, you can set it down. Yeah. I think they probably had enough of me. But that movie was a studio picture. It was a Columbia film, and it came through Texas. They cast in Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas. Okay. And I read for the film in Dallas at age 16 and wound up with the lead in the movie, having never been in a movie. So it changed my life like that.
Instantly.
And I traveled around the country promoting the film, signing autographs and kissing women, and frankly, didn't see anything wrong with any of that. That seemed to be a lifestyle that was going to be fine.
The film business was working for you.
Yes, it was working for me. And then I met the woman I'm married to, and we met in high school. And she was my high school sweetheart here in Dallas. Will you please show everyone my wife right over here? This is Carolyn. And so we've now been married for 34 years, been together 36 years.
That is amazingly
sweet. But that's
sweet.
how it all started. That's how I wound up in the film and TV world. And I love the idea of residuals, which stage actors don't make. And I think maybe residuals plus the global exposure is something that just it's constantly reinforcing itself, and you get to play, frankly, just to a larger stage.
Right. Thanks. Yeah, I had a film teacher in high school who had been writing in Hollywood for Magnum PI and LA Law and Cagney and Lacey and so forth. And he brought us a residual check of all of 49 cents one time that he got from an old episode of the 80s. Well, he's like, pays big to be on TV, kids. Syndication is the key.
I will tell you that until about 4 years ago, the smallest check I'd ever received was for 2 cents. And now that's not to be misleading. I mean, they run from anywhere from a few cents to thousands of dollars. Right, you never know how big one will be. And they're fun to open because when you open, it's a mystery. You don't know what show it was from until you see it. You don't know how much it will be. But I finally beat it. And last year I got my first 1 penny residual.
Nice.
And you know I didn't cash it.
No,
it's proudly displayed in our office.
I was going to say, you framed it clearly, I would hope.
We haven't framed it yet, but we do have it displayed.
That is awesome.
Framing to be done.
Do you have any advice, obviously, for any kids or aspiring actors, actresses out there here in Dallas? Any advice if they're really wanting to break in?
There are 2 great places to train right here in this city. One is KD Studio, now known as KD College, and then also a wonderful school here run by Daniel Foster called Class Act Dallas, CAD, C-A-D, which is out in North Dallas. But more so than just the actors, how about this shout out to just anybody? I don't care what line of work you're in, absolutely say yes to your dreams. You are having them for that reason. They are not being had so that you can say no to them, so that you can suppress them or allow yourself to be sidetracked. Life is brief. Drink it up and value every moment and say yes to the deepest yearnings of your soul. That's why life is here.
There is no other way to end this interview than with that. You're listening to 1190 AM, streaming online, iHeartRadio.com. Glenn, thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you coming in.
Pleasure.
You know, I felt like the pet act that was after the Beatles. Right after he was like this beautiful motivational speech, I'm like, I don't want to talk. I just should have cut it off. I'm just in awe. It's great. It's awesome.
somebody's got to follow. It's that was the best speech ever, and now it's my turn to talk.
Now it's my turn to talk.
Oops.
That's right. Glenn Morshower, class act all the way. What a great guy. We're certainly going to have him on the show again. He's a hoot to talk to.
Yeah.
And we actually did a YouTube video with him. So we actually taped this interview, which will
to
be
have
up on
that
our
up
this week or
this or next week.
Yes.
And something.
We shot a lot of video.
The editing schedule gets a little tight.
That's right.
Yes.
It's going to be a little crazy. So over the next 3 weeks, we'll go ahead and give ourselves a 3-week window on that.
Something like that. There'll be lots of various visual treats on the YouTube.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Site
That we're not even going to cover tonight.
That's correct. We even grabbed some stuff that we'll save for later. So yeah, we're
it's good stuff.
Tantalizing you with all these
I didn't
interviews.
realize until after the fact with him, he is legitimately like a motivational speaker.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
he is.
Like,
Here's
you do everything.
Actor, motivational speaker, the Extra Mile Inspirational Seminars.
Yeah.
That's glennmorshower.com.
He is amazing.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. I want to go to one of these seminars. It's going to be awesome. All right, you're listening to The Nerd Show here on 1190 AM, streaming online, iHeartRadio.com, keyword 1190 AM, across the country. Even if you're in L.A., everyone we interviewed today, you can still listen to the show.
Yes.
I know you all are listening.
I think some people are on airplanes.
All right, we are now in the second half of this hour, and we're going to be hearing from tarastrong and Felicia Day coming up later on in the show. So here we go. You're listening to The Nerd Show on 1190 AM.
This is Felicia Day, and you're listening to The Nerd Show.
Great combination there.
Oh, yes.
Felicia Day and Space Ghost, coast to coast. Gotta love that. You're listening to The Nerd Show here on 1190 AM. Nice. There we go.
So much epicness tonight.
I know. It's a juggernaut of a show. You had it right, Thaddeus. This is a juggernaut of a show.
It's unstoppable.
Yes, it is.
There's too much content and not enough time.
I know. That's why we had to have limited commercial interruptions.
That's true.
So, yes, you'll notice our spot breaks are a little bit shorter this evening. All right. The time that everyone has been waiting for. Ms. Felicia Day.
Yay!
You're listening to The Nerd Show here on 1190 AM and streaming online, iHeartRadio.com, keyword 1190 AM. We are joined by Felicia Day.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us, Felicia.
Nice to be here. It's bright and early in Dallas or wherever we are. Irving,
yes, a suburb of Dallas.
Okay.
Now I wanted to jump right in with Geek and Sundry. This is something you launched back in April.
Yeah.
And it's a YouTube channel network.
Yeah, I launched a whole network of shows. We have 7 shows, I think, at this point, but we're adding more.
Right.
If you don't count our hangout shows. So we actually have quite a few shows that we do on a weekly basis. We have something new every day, pretty much. And it was my goal to just create a home for the things that I make, so that people know no matter what show is on that channel, it's going to be something that I love and I produced, and I had I put a lot of work into to make it as cool as as people would like.
That's awesome. How exactly did that come about? Like, how did you actually get that started?
Google did an initiative through YouTube, so they decided to fund about 100 channels, and they took pitches from people, and I had to learn PowerPoint for this pitch because I'd never done that before. So it was like a big business proposition. They had, I think, about 5,000 people apply for these 100 slots, and they're not people, they're companies, like big, huge companies, like some of the ones they chose were Red Bull and other high-profile internet people, as well as Hollywood people like Amy Poehler, Shaq.
Oh, wow.
So they run the gamut from all sorts of different kinds of content, and we just happened to be one of them, which was awesome. It was definitely a business venture that I leapt headfirst into, but it's treated us well so far, so I'm happy with it.
That's very cool. I'm very excited about it.
Thank you. It's great because it's my dream. It was always my dream to make more than one web series at a time, and the scale that you have to like release that many shows at once is difficult. So you have to be able to have staff. You have to be able to. I mean, not that we have a lot of staff. We have like 4 or 5 people, but you have to have more people to kind of handle it as far as getting the word out there and just making sure all the episodes are being done properly in time. And it's much more complicated than I thought, but we've worked it out. So it's kind of a good system right now.
You feel Spielberg's pain is what you're saying.
I feel the pain. Yeah. Well, I do feel the pain a lot because we don't have very much budget for any of the shows, but yeah.
I'm addicted to tabletop.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. I loved the episode where you were playing Munchkin.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
And you had mentioned something about the euphonium.
Yeah, I did mention the euphonium. Tabletop is our long-form show.
Yes.
It's about sometimes up to 30 minutes every other week, and it stars Will Wheaton. It was created by me and him to highlight board games and hobby games. So every week, every episode, we highlight a different board game, and then we play it with 3 other notable celebrities. So he hosts every episode. I've done 3 episodes, and I did that Munchkin episode with Steve Jackson and my co-star from the Guild, Sandeep Parikh. So it was such a funny, and really fun game. And yes, I mentioned the euphonium because one of the cards, I believe, had a tuba on
Excellent.
it. And you're a euphonium player, I would assume.
Yes, I am. Yeah. I'll play euphonium.
Yeah, it's the mini tuba. It's an underappreciated instrument for sure.
Another question that I wanted to get to is, girls in modern gaming. I know girls are becoming much more of a powerful force in modern gaming. I want to know your thoughts on that. Is it a very positive thing? Do you see it becoming even more so in the future?
Yeah, I think women being involved in things that are traditionally thought of as men activities is good. I mean, it can only make the things that that are being broadened in a way, subject matter, more inclusive, just different perspectives. I think that gaming has been kind of intimidating for women and girls sometimes, but I think that it's becoming a moot point now that whether you're a girl or a guy, you could just enjoy gaming because really at the fundamental, gaming is kind of part human. I think there's just this idea that you want to compete, you want to better yourself. You have that sort of addictive quality of clicking that button. And then, the whole social aspect of tabletop gaming, face-to-face, that's a very social thing, which I don't think is necessarily a guy thing or a girl thing. It just is a person thing. But sometimes cultural things have put up barriers to women feeling comfortable to enter. And I think with the internet, it's actually something that the barriers are being, negated in a sense.
Well, do you see yourself as a type of trailblazer in that regard?
I mean, I never want to make myself sound self-important. I know that the guild, from what I hear, when I'm at fan conventions like this, that inspires a lot of women to start gaming, or they understand gaming more. They've gotten together with their friends to play games more often. So I think that's nothing but great. I mean, I don't see there's a downside to it. If people want to create problems where there are no problems, I guess that's their drama, right?
Yeah, I guess. So it's you think the internet and the anonymity of things like Xbox Live and things like that have helped facilitate sort of bridging that gap?
I mean, I think anonymity goes both ways. Anonymity can help in that you don't feel like you're out there as yourself, experience something or trying something new, but also anonymity when you're kind of sequestered with people who only think like you can be a little destructive. And that's kind of what you see the flip side of that, where you have a lot of sort of girl bashing or geek authenticity meters. And I do think that that's because people are closing themselves off with the tools of the internet. So I think it could go both ways.
That makes sense. Now, with the guild, which obviously you talked about a lot, that obviously was a big... Sorry to ramble.
He does that.
I do that.
You do well.
Thank you. I've always been curious what you felt like the tipping point was for you in doing that, because obviously you literally started doing it for fun, essentially, more or less, and then got funded through Microsoft and all of that stuff, and how the process of that went for you guys. And
I mean, I think there are many tipping points. Like, there was that tipping point where we put up a PayPal button and we had people start donating, which was completely blew my mind. And then we had the tipping point where we got a deal with Microsoft that I retained the ownership of the show, and we reached a platform that we're able to show the show to millions of new people.
That was through Xbox Live.
Xbox Live, which is an amazing platform and much more curated than your average internet page. And then there was another tipping point when we did Date My Avatar video. I think that was actually the biggest saturation point, that viral video. And, there's nothing you can not make a viral video every day. So that was just a phenomenon. Right place, right time. Just a great piece of content. But you never can predict what is going to take off on the internet, and that's kind of why I love it. But also, it's a little frustrating. But I think those were a lot of points, and hopefully, season 6 bringing it back to YouTube. Being able to come full circle from YouTube to other platforms back to YouTube is kind of a good closure point.
Now, are we going to see a possible web series about Dr. Hannah?
There's been so many... I can't even believe that. I was just messing around. I wasn't even supposed to play that game. It was supposed to be another guest, and they had a work conflict at the last minute.
Oh, really?
So I was, put in there literally an hour before. I was like, I guess I'll learn how to play this game. And I was just having fun, and people are such powerful feelings about Dr. Hannah. Last Night on Earth is the game that we were playing, and I just role-played one of the zombies because I really wanted to play one of the player characters, and I was made to play one of the zombies. And there's 6 Dr. Hannah Twitter accounts. We actually started our own Tumblr, drhannazombie.tumblr.com, where you can ask Dr. Hannah questions, because I was like, people love this dumb thing I did.
That's right.
And then people were angry at me. They're like, you're ruining the game. I was like, whoa.
Will.
Yeah. I don't think he was serious, but some of these internet commenters seemed like they were.
I wonder if Mr. Hannah ever got out of that cup of pretend bourbon.
No, he never got out of it.
He never did.
He's in a state, he's in a refractive sort of.
Oh, it's just constant.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
His life is a fractal in that hospital. He'll never leave.
Poor Hannah,
It's really sad. It's an epic tale of epicness.
I'm thoroughly enthralled, certainly. One of the last things that I wanted to touch on, you, of course, were in the web ventures of Justin and Alden back in 2010. This question's been just eating at me. Do you really have ninjas?
I can't tell you that. We're on camera.
That's what you said she would say. Okay. The mystery.
I do not talk about my processes.
I have suspicions because my pockets are now full of candy. So I don't know. They could be anywhere.
And for selfish reasons.
Yes, we'll end it on Felicia going, ooh.
Because she wants candy.
That's right.
And I'm going to start using her quote, like the epic world of epicness.
The epic world of epicness.
Yes.
And of course,
that is my new quote.
everyone recognizes I will not reveal my processes.
Of course.
From Dr. Horrible.
That was awesome.
Brilliant. You know, let's reflect back on the beginning of the segment. I really enjoyed this little piece of imaging that we now have and that we will overplay, I'm sure. is our opening liner. Let's go ahead and take another listen to that.
This is Felicia Day, and you're listening to The Nerd Show.
I could listen to that for a long, long time.
We will look forward to beating it like a dead horse.
That's right. That is
Name
right.
dropping at its finest.
At its finest. Thank you again to Felicia, who I hope is listening. She might be on her way back out to L.A. and might not have her phone on, but she can certainly catch our show as a podcast starting tomorrow morning on thenerdshowonline.com. Now, you're listening to The Nerd Show here on 1190 AM, streaming online, iHeartRadio.com, keyword 1190 AM. Magnum PI, nice. Next up, we will be talking to the voice actress extraordinaire, Tara Strong. And oh my goodness...
One of my many idols.
Yes, Stephanie, you were the one helming that interview.
Begging to interview her, yes.
We're not begging! Okay. You're listening to The Nerd Show. We will be right back.
This is Raven, and this show's too nerdy for me.
Yay, Raven!
She said too nerdy, not dirty, nerdy.
That Raven always mumbling.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Those Teen Titans.
Those Teen Titans.
Always getting themselves into trouble.
That was the ever lovely Tara Strong.
In her Raven's voice.
That's right. Spaceballs, nice.
Yes.
Like that.
Which we have her doing other voices, too.
Yeah,
I think she did Bubbles for us from Powerpuff Girls. What else did she do?
Oh, yeah. We got like 3 liners from her.
And her bigger...
Twilight Sparkle from My Little Pony.
Twilight Sparkle, yeah.
Yes.
My Little Pony is her bigger thing right now. But yeah, she's been...
Well, Thaddeus, let's not talk about the entire interview.
Fair enough.
Yes.
We'll let her use her own words.
Yes, we will. So we caught up with Tara Strong earlier today, and here that is.
Hi, this is Stephanie with The Nerd Show on 1190 AM, and we are talking with Miss Tara Strong. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. It's awesome to be talking to one of my idols, so
Thank
you very much. So tell us about, I'm sure you've been getting this all day today, but your latest fan base is definitely the My Little Pony with Twilight Sparkle.
Yes.
How's that been going? Any spoilers you can give us for the current season coming up, if you're allowed to?
I'm allowed to tell you that it's going to be very adorable and that Spike gets to sing finally, but that's all I'm allowed to say.
That's pretty awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, no, it's really cute, and the fan base for My Little Pony is incredible. I've never seen a more verbal, adorable, supportive fan base ever, and I've been doing a lot of shows, so I definitely love my bronies.
That's awesome, and they're in full force. Now, I know Ben wanted to ask a question about Supergirl. From which one? No? Batgirl. My apologies. Batgirl.
You're my Batgirl.
Thank you.
You know, how was it working with DC Animation?
Oh, well, that's Lauren Faust, of course, who is the same as Powerpuff Girls and Foster's Home, and we definitely have a great history and a great rapport together, and I love that little series. It'd be fun if they did some more of those.
Oh yeah. Now, what really got you started in voice acting?
I always knew when I was little that I wanted to be an actress and a singer and a dancer, actually, and my agent sent me out for Hello Kitty when I was 13, and I didn't really know that voiceover itself was a career, but literally after booking Hello Kitty, the rest is history.
So I also have to ask, since I'm a huge fan of Teen Titans, how did you come up with the voice of, Raven?
You know, I was already Batgirl for Warner Brothers, and it was a lot of the same crew, so I came in, partially confused about what I was going to do, because in the character description of Batgirl, she's got a lot of similarities to Raven, that sort of dark, real. And I did something similar to Batgirl at the audition, and then I was leaving, and I said, I have this other idea. Can I try this? And she said, okay. And it was literally like a last-minute idea that I went to the booth, and I just thought it'd be cool if she had this weird little role to everything she said. And they're like, we love that. So that's what booked the part.
You are clearly the voice of everybody.
Yes.
All the time, which is amazing. How do you keep it mixed up and keep creating all these wonderful characters?
Well, when they give you an audition for a show. They'll give you a drawing of the character and some of the story background and sometimes a Bible of the story, like where they live, and always they'll give you sides, which is part of the script, and then you kind of have to try and think what the creators and writers would want that to sound like, and then you just gotta try and then get into the studio and don't mind if they morph you a little older, a little younger, a little stupider, buck teeth, bigger, whatever it is. You're just kind of their putty.
Just kind of working on it.
Yeah.
And something I try and ask everybody, so for any of our nerds out there aspiring to get into the business in any form, voice acting, anything, do you have any particular stories or advice that you would give to anybody?
I mean, I would say to really buckle down and take all kinds of lessons, acting lessons, singing lessons, improv lessons. If you have a class locally that has time where you can get in front of the microphone and do studio time, that's really helpful. We teach a class online called Voice Stars with a Z.com, and it's everything you need to know about getting into the business. But I think it's just really important to practice your craft and get a good demo tape made and then submit it to agencies and, stay positive if that's something you really want to do.
Is there a major difference between, or what would be the major difference between auditioning for along the lines of something for a cartoon show like Bubbles and Powerpuff Girls, whereas you were with Riku in Final Fantasy X, or even as Juliet in Lollipop Chainsaw?
Is there a difference in auditioning?
Yeah, or how you would prepare for it in regards to a cartoon to like a video game kind of setting?
Well, for me, I don't think it's a video game or it's a cartoon. I think it's a character, so it's the same preparation as I would any other show where I look at the drawing and I think what they sound like doing the different actions that they're doing and just hoping that I fit what they sort of imagined her to sound like.
One thing that I marveled at, marveled, that's funny. What was
I see what you did there.
Thank you. I know. Well, Stan Lee was at Fandays as well, so I thought I'd throw that in there.
He is a champ.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, he is, because he's 90 years old. He just had a pacemaker put in.
And he's like, I'll gladly give away all the autographs.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable.
Yep. He is the man.
Yes.
He is the man. But, getting back to Tara, and what's strange, we noticed it with Jeremy Lee as well when we were at Anime Fest, is that they're both really short.
And awesome.
It's these little teeny people with big giant voices that can do things. It's crazy to me.
Power to them.
Talent comes in tiny packages.
That is correct.
That is very true.
That is correct. And, big thanks to Tara. She was a sweetheart for taking the time out to talk to us. And as well as Felicia, even though she was half asleep.
It was early. I think
was
we were
really
all,
early.
We were all, or as she joked with us, 3/4. We were all about
she's 3/4 awake.
Mm-hmm.
But she seemed to have woken up a little bit through the interview, so that was fun.
Yeah.
A big thanks to Glenn Morshower as well. And, of course, Mark for allowing us to...
helping to facilitate and creating the event altogether,
him
and Ben.
Yes, the other Ben Stevens. He spells his with a V, I with a PH. That's why we were talking about, it was like, oh, you met the other Ben today. Did you all cancel each other out?
It's like a time paradox.
That's right. We can't exist in the same place.
Or a Highlander
at the
episode.
Same time. That's right. It's weird because when we pass each other in the hallways, we're like, hi, Ben. Hi, Ben.
You were on holy ground and could not fight.
That's right. That's right. There can be only one.
Exactly.
But for now, there will be two. That'll be fine. That'll be good. That'll be fine. Yes.
Next week.
Next week
we
have
Halloween.
Halloween next week, which is going to be big. We talk with Donnie Dunnigan.
Yep.
Who is he's
classic Hollywood.
That's right. He was the voice of Bambi in the original Bambi movie back in the 40s.
Oh, don't forget
Bambi.
Son of Frankenstein as well.
Son of Frankenstein.
So we've got a little bit of horror element in there.
Boris Karloff, isn't it? Yes.
He hung out with Boris Karloff when he was a kid.
And we did get a chance to catch with Freddy Krueger himself.
Oh,
Mr.
so
Robert
much fun
Englund.
to
Robert Englund. You will hear that interview next week. So yes, we have quite a Halloween show planned. It's going to be quite the barn burner, which is, I believe, another reference to Firestarter. So there we go.
Is it?
Sure.
Okay.
They burned everything in that film.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
Didn't they?
Probably.
They did. Firestarter. Come on.
Drew Barrymore was very angry.
Yes. yes, she was. That is correct. So this is no, it's not the first con.
It's like the 800. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
There's
it doesn't.
counting.
But see,
math.
It's the third day of the con. I've been there since Friday. I'm a little frazzled at the moment.
There was a lot going on.
Oh my goodness! And
Multiple
it was great that they opened it up on Friday to kind of get a lay of the land first, just like Mark mentioned earlier.
That's a smart idea.
Yeah, very much so. And Saturday was crazy.
When is the next one for them?
The next one's going to be February. It's going to be the Sci-Fi Expo out at the Irving Convention Center. They're going to be posting some stuff about that on dallascomiccon.com. You can catch all the info there. You can catch highlights and videos at dallascomiccon.com.
Yep.
So, and we'll have our highlights and other
yes, over the next week or so.
Interviews online on YouTube as well.
Correct. We did videotape pretty much all of our interviews. Yeah. So we're going to be putting those together over the next 3 weeks.
Yes.
So that's going to be really,
There'll be
really
some
cool.
fun stuff.
Oh, indeed.
You'll have to come back to see the future.
That's right. Keep an eye on our Facebook and Twitter. We will be putting a lot of pictures up here in the next 24 to 48 hours. We have to go through and sort everything.
Yes.
I mean, we were just going crazy. We couldn't go 5 feet without taking a picture or doing a movie.
We're already getting a huge response of just the picture of me and Felicia.
I know, and we have other pictures of Felicia as well.
It's like she's famous or something.
I know. You interview a famous person, and then people
like
it. It
creates
crazy things.
Creates amazing shows that people enjoy.
Right. That is right. You're listening to The Nerd Show here on 1190 AM. iHeartRadio.com, keyword 1190 AM. Big thanks to Mark Walters once again for putting on a great show.
Yep.
Thanks to Ben Stevens. Thanks to Kathy Goldsby. Thanks to Amy Goldenberg for helping out with us.
And Tracy, was she the other volunteer?
And Tracy as well. She was
a huge help.
The whole team.
All right. You'll next week, Halloween. So
the
stay
Nerd
tuned.
Show is a production of Nerdville Entertainment. All rights reserved.